Have you ever seen a shadow move on its own? Lilo and Stitch are playing in the bright sunlight. Lilo notices her shadow is acting strangely. Stitch looks at his own shadow. It seems to wiggle and stretch in unusual ways. It doesn't quite match his movements. He tilts his head. They look around. Other people's shadows seem distorted. Palm tree shadows bend at odd angles. Something is definitely not right. Lilo points as a shadow detaches from a person and seems to drift for a moment before reattaching. She gasps softly. They hurry to Kumu. They describe the strange behavior of the shadows. He strokes his chin thoughtfully. Kumu tells a legend of Poho'ele'ele, the spirit of mischief in the shadows. It is said it awakens during a certain lunar phase. The legend says Poho'ele'ele likes to play tricks with shadows, making them behave in funny and unpredictable ways. Kumu assures them Poho'ele'ele is not harmful, just playful. It enjoys creating a bit of lighthearted chaos. Lilo and Stitch decide to observe the shadows more closely. They watch as a dog's shadow suddenly grows long and thin. A child's shadow starts dancing a jig all by itself. Lilo giggles. It looks quite amusing. Stitch barks happily. Lilo tries to make her shadow wave. It responds a moment later, but in a jerky, exaggerated way, she laughs. Stitch wiggles his ears. His shadow makes them spin like helicopter blades. He seems to enjoy this playful phenomenon. They watch as two palm tree shadows seem to bow to each other. It looks like they are having a silent conversation. A shadow in the shape of a butterfly flits across the ground. Even though there are no real butterflies nearby, Lilo remembers Kumu mentioning a lunar phase. She looks up at the sky. The moon is nearly full and has a soft glow. It seems the legend is true. Poho'ele'ele is indeed awake and playing with the shadows under the light of the moon. Lilo and Stitch decide to join in the fun. They make silly poses and watch their shadows mimic them in strange ways. They use their hands to create shadow puppets on a wall. Poho'ele'ele seems to make the puppets even more lively. The shadows continue their playful antics throughout the day, bringing unexpected moments of amusement. As the sun begins to set, and the shadows grow longer and their playful movements seem to become a bit calmer. It is as if Poho'ele'ele is getting tired after a long day of mischief. The shadows start to behave more normally. As the moon rises again, its light is less intense. The shadows settle and move in sync with their owners. The playful period of Poho'ele'ele seems to have passed. The shadows are back to their usual behavior. Lilo and Stitch realize the legend was just a fun way to explain a natural phenomenon linked to the moon. They appreciate the way shadows can change and play. Even something simple can be a source of wonder. They learn to pay closer attention to the subtle changes in nature around them, like the shifting shadows. They tell their Ohana about the mischievous shadows and the legend of Poho'ele'ele, sharing their amusing observations. This was another one of the island's little mysteries, full of charm and wonder. Lilo and Stitch enjoyed it. The cycle of the moon. They look up at the moon, understanding its influence on the tides and, according to legend, even the shadows. What wonders will you notice today? Pay attention to the world around you. Even the smallest things can be amazing.